live in this sick apartment in Atlanta. I go to Georgia Tech, super prestigious school, and like, yeah, I have a nice physique. But the shit that people don't realize is getting a good physique is not gonna change your life. And a long day, been just grinding away at this essay and been in and out of meetings, class, hit a good little lift today, back and biceps. But I get people all the time that come to me, or maybe they like see my Instagram or they're responding to my stories and stuff, and they're like, dude, like, your life is so awesome, you know? It's like, woo! I live in this sick apartment in Atlanta. I go to Georgia Tech, super prestigious school, and like, yeah, I have a nice physique. But the shit that people don't realize is getting a good physique is not gonna change your life. Getting into a prestigious school, I mean, this was my dream school, but then I got in, and now I'm surrounded by people way smarter than me. I still feel like a dumbass. You know, it's an ongoing thing. And I wouldn't trade it for anything, right? Because surrounding myself by people who are always raising the bar just makes me raise right up to that level. If you're surrounding yourself with people who are just, who make you feel like you're the shit all the time, you have, you know, some friends who are just smoking weed all the time. Maybe they're just working construction and they're just fucking drinking every night. Oh, just going out with the boys, just drinking. And you're like, well, damn it, at least I'm not drinking. I'm only drinking on like the weekends, and like, you know, I make a little more money than them. No, dude. You want to surround yourself with people who kind of make you feel like you're not doing enough, right? It's a humbling feeling, and it sucks. But even though I have this sick physique, life ain't really much better. Sure, I'm a little more confident, and, you know, maybe I get some more attraction from females, but it's really not life-changing. See, the thing that really has changed my life is shifting my perspective, shifting my outlook on things, because I had all this before I genuinely felt fulfilled. I had the muscles. I went to the school. Something was missing, though, because you get into that mindset, especially when you're hanging around people that are better than you, that you need to raise the bar, but sometimes it can shift and go negative and be very detrimental, very self-loathing. I'm not good enough. I'm never going to be good enough. You felt like that before. I mean, fuck it, I have. And I still do sometimes. But the thing is, you have to understand that we are on this earth to suffer. We are on this earth to grow. Because what is life if wasted, you know? I've been through crazy shit in my life. Really, really bad periods, tough periods with family, just growing up. And every time I was in the moment, I was looking out for an escape. I saw, you know, my friends with a rich family, and they just bought him this brand new, 2020 car for his 16th birthday, yada, yada, yada. But then you look into their life and things aren't so perfect either, because everybody's got their struggles. The thing is, the struggle is what makes you who you are. I wouldn't trade any experience I've had in life to live some perfect life, because I don't think I'd be the man I am today. With all this experience, I can look back, I can reflect, I can grow from it, and that's truly the mindset you need to inhibit. That's the mindset you need to instill, is not feeling sorry for yourself and not feeling like, oh, my life is so bad. I grew up poor. Okay, are you gonna stay poor? You're gonna stay poor and just repeat the cycle? Fine. Keep feeling sorry for yourself. Keep making, because I'm just working so hard on school. Why don't you just be honest with yourself? You care more about school than you do training. And that's not a problem. But people aren't honest with themselves because when they're posed with a question that makes them feel a little inadequate or a little uncomfortable, they go for the justifiable excuse. Oh, I would be doing this, dude. I really would be. But I'm so busy all the time. Meanwhile, they're fucking jerking off 6 times a week on their phone right before they go to bed for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Pick up a book, bro. It's tough and it takes practice. But genuinely, the long extended forms of dopamine and accomplishment that you feel from the things that are just a little harder than the stuff you're probably doing every day is unbeat. Because we've all had that temporary, just that temporary, boom, it's there. Boom, I just like this girl's pic. Boom, I'm scrolling on her profile. Nice ass. Bro, she's not going to talk to you. She has 400,000 followers. Be real, Instead of doing that, go out and meet people. Make friends. Talk to a girl. Get to know a girl. Take her on a date. Okay? It's upsetting seeing a lot of this shit, Seeing how a lot of this shit has just become normalized these days. When you're an outlier for just wanting to do the simple shit. We've just become so over-consumed, over-enamored with social media, with TikTok, with content. There were literally, I'm going to look it up right now to give you guys the statistics. Yeah, okay. So, a Music Radar report found that more music is released daily, starting back in like 2024, than the entire year of 1989. 35 years. People back in 1989 thought they'd be having flying cars. Instead, every single person has the capability to do whatever they want, right? Now, I'm using the music release and tying it into overconsumption as just a testament to kind of how washed everything is now. Everything's oversaturated. There's nothing new under the sun, right? But that doesn't mean great music is not still coming out. I love Charlie XCX. I love Two Hollis, The Help. Come on. Like, all I'm saying is this is just one statistic that encapsulates the overproduction and the overconsumption in our society today. If you want to start consuming correctly, start narrowing what you're consuming, right? Just focus in on something that you actually like. Because the shit you're seeing on Instagram every day and TikTok is probably not even the shit you like. I mean, be for real. You're seeing a lot of trends and you're being so exposed to that over time and time and time again that you start to subconsciously be like, no, yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I like that. But is it a deep-rooted, genuine interest? Like, think back to your childhood or maybe early high school, middle school, whenever you were really into cars. Before you could probably even drive, you were looking up YouTube videos on, let's check out the Nissan 240SX or the BMW 3 Series Coupe. Or maybe fashion, or maybe it's lifting. Maybe you really want to get fully enamored with fitness and lifting, and you look up to bodybuilders like Arnold, like Sebum, like the greats. I mean, there's too many to count at this point. Start reading. If you can't read, at least watch some longer content like YouTube. Go and do that. Go and start actually focusing on something rather than just following the crowd. I'm not even saying you have to be a leader. You just have to be independent, because there's way too many sheep out here these days that just, it blows my mind. Back to my initial point is that, listen, although I may portray somebody who's got it made, I'm in the same boat as you guys, right? I wake up every day with the same feeling of, damn, this bed is comfortable and I need more sleep. But I get up. I take the cold shower. I drink my water, I do my cardio, I read the word, and I attack the day right from the start. What else would you do? Yes, we all need our rest, right? I'm going up back to my family's house this weekend. I'm so happy, you know. Like, all my days aren't gonna be get work. But when you have too many days of rest, when you have too many days of eating like shit, does it not catch up to you? Do you not start to feel like, damn? Like genuinely, after my bodybuilding show, I binged so hard for a week in moderation. I did a great rebound, I personally think, but I binged hard. I was eating hella cookies, pizza, dessert pizzas from the dining hall, and it was amazing because I had been so dialed in. The most dialed in on my diet I've ever been was weighing like sauces by the gram, right? Low calories up. Like what the fuck, right? So I enjoyed it for the first week, and my cravings were kind of sufficed. I literally ate to the point where I was like bloated and like it hurt to run like 3 miles, which is it not too bad for me usually, but this was crazy, right? And I was eating at the dining hall because I had to use up all my meal swipes, and then I realized every time I went in there, I felt like pressure to eat these shitty foods. Not because they're bad foods, but because I was like, I need to get my money's worth here. You know, I paid for this prepaid meal plan. If I just go in here and eat one small, clean meal while there's all this other stuff around me that I mean, why would I eat to like a fullness of like 7.5, like the optimal fullness you should probably be? Why not get to a 9 or a 10 and leave stuffed and be like, I just got my money's worth, man? And I did. But near the end of that, I realized I can't do this meal plan shit anymore. It's not the right environment for me. Because, again, coming from that lower income background, I always want to make the most of everything, you know? I always want to get my money's worth out of everything I do. And honestly, it's healthier and more cost effective just for me to get my own groceries and make my own food and prep. It's very manageable. I think anybody can meal prep. We're not working 24 hours a day. I mean, you're not even at work 16 hours a day. Take this for example. You're working hella overtime. Let's say 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. Monday through Friday, working 10 hours a day. And you're able to get 8 hours of sleep. 24 minus 18. You have 6 free hours. What are you going to do with that time? What are you going to do? Sure, you probably want to relax. And I'm not saying boom. Give yourself an hour of relaxation. Boom. And you got to take into account maybe your morning and your nightly routine. Overall, that shouldn't be more than like an hour and a half. Boom, boom. You still have 3-4 hours of complete and total unprogrammed free time. You can meal prep 2 days a week for the entire week. Takes like 2 hours. Get a rice cooker. Turn it on. Do some computer work or something productive from your own space while it's cooking. You don't have to watch over the rice cooker. It just clicks when it's off and boom. There are things you can implement into your life that make your goals easier. You just have to want it bad enough. Because I hear so many people say they want to get ripped, say they want to, I got to lock in on school, man. I just get so distracted, dude. The bitches, man. Like, I'm in a frat, and like every weekend me and my boys are just smoking. Because you want that. I wanted it too. But I got to a point where I was so fed up with my life. I got to a point where I realized this is not me. I did not feel like myself. And I knew deep down there was something so much greater than what I was doing. I was literally waking up and smoking weed and then trying to get, just skating through the day. Maybe I would have a workout and it was sort of mid. And then I'd smoke again, maybe midday or later in the evening, because when that high wears off, you start to feel super foggy. It's like not even fun anymore. You're just like, can't think straight. And now you're not high. So you're going to smoke more and get more of that dopamine, get more of that oral fixation just from inhaling something, right? And I'd be lying if I said I didn't miss it sometimes, because it is, in the moment, it feels great. It feels great to hit a blunt. But does it feel great the next day after? If you don't smoke and you just go through that fogginess, and I don't know, some of you might really be trapped right now. You might seriously be just stuck in that same cycle that I was. Smoking every day and telling yourself, oh, but I'm a productive stoner. I mean, I literally got into my dream school. I literally got into Georgia Tech, and I knew some people. I had talked to some people, and they're like, yeah, I smoke. And I was like, no way, bro. Really? You smoke and you go to Georgia Tech? So can I? Yeah. And then you realize just because you have that title attached to your name really doesn't mean shit. See, a school is what you make it. I could have skated by for my whole degree here and gained nothing. And been like, well, I went to Georgia Tech, bro. And then get into the job field and just be oblivious. I don't know. And you know what? If it's working for you, I'm not knocking you down. I'm just telling you, you know deep down that you could be a more productive, more energetic, happier version of yourself without it. But you're scared to go through like the shitty withdrawals and like the fuck, this doesn't feel good, man. Oh, week 2? Oh, dude. Your friend hits up, you want to smoke? Yes, bro. Yes. Yeah, pull up. I've been there. You just have to put it down. I guess I'm going to end this video off, you guys, with saying, no matter what you do in life, no matter the material possessions you gain, the accomplishments that you reach, and reach by putting in that fucking work like you should. If you still have a lack of discipline in your daily routine, and your headspace feels foggy because you have these things that you haven't worked through, maybe it's struggles from your childhood, maybe it's a past relationship, and you inherently use things to cover that up. Maybe you're using your physique to cover that up. Maybe you're using drugs to cover that up. Maybe you're using sex to cover that up. Maybe you're just hooking up with random girls on Tinder, just scrolling, just trying to get your next fix, just to fill that hole. The best way to fill that hole is to become whole. Be the best version of yourself you can every single day. And I promise there's nothing that feels better. Keep the ball rolling.